I actually have an impromptu question based on the days that you went through the calendar. So Pentecost is the third biggest feast of the
Yes.
year. I'm going to be quite direct. What can we as Catholics do to make the Pentecost period on the calendar? Uh, what can we do to make markets change that seasonal aisle according to Pentecost?
That is a very good question. You know, the Dutch are the people who gave us all of our secular holidays in America. The secular Christmas, the secular Easter came to us from the Dutch. They did something similar with Pentecost, which they called Pinkster.
Mm.
Unfortunately, or otherwise, Pinkster was widely embraced by the slaves of the Dutch, the black slaves. And eventually, it became to be seen as a black holiday, and the Dutch stopped celebrating it in New York. And so we didn't get a secular Pentecost the way we did Christmas and Easter. But looking at Pinkster, let's see what our friends at Wikipedia tell us about it. Pinkster, a spring festival taking place in late May or early June. The name is a variation of the Dutch word Pinkster, meaning Pentecost. Blah, blah, blah. In North America, it evolved into a unique celebration, particularly among African American communities. They would meet up with, here we go, the celebrations. Um, by the mid 18th century, celebrations in New York and Brooklyn attracted large gatherings. Berries, herbs, beverages, and oysters were sold. They used the money at the Pinkster Festival. Today, the one in New York remains to be the oldest African American music festival in the United States. Well, that's not helpful. Well, they have the Pinkster Croon, drinking, games, dance, and music. Sellers decorate their stalls and carts with greenery and flowers, especially azaleas. Uh, the so they had sort of a carnival, and they had a Pinkster King. So I would say I'm looking at the Pinkster Croon, which is like a maypole. I would say that the thing to do is celebrate it kind of like Mardi Gras. That that would be the way to do it. Yeah, that's the way.
Wow, yeah, to get the seculars, a second Mardi Gras, that's appealing.
Yeah, and there are certainly particular Pentecost dishes. Let me see.
So,
Pentecost.
so
Hmm?
to make the feast so create a culture of feasts on the feast day.
Yeah, basically, make a feast out of it. So now some traditions for Pentecost include serving white foods like powdered sugar donuts or milk and macaroons, uh, white rice, cauliflower, uh, Cornish game hens, potatoes and pasta alfredo, or you could go with red hot for uh, the flames of Pentecost Sunday. Uh, Fiery food, hot food cooked over flames, any other food that's red. So you can do that. Now, the other interesting thing about Pentecost is that the color scheme in the Latin Rite, because of the flame of the Holy Ghost, is red. But in the Byzantine Rite, it's green, because there they emphasize the work of the Holy Ghost in growing things, in helping things to grow.
But it's fire. Green.
Well, now they see it more as the gentle warmth as opposed to burning flame. But as a result, they tend to wear green vestments, and the Byzantine church, especially the Slavic kind, are filled with green boughs and branches and leaves and so forth.
Interesting. Okay,
I'm going to
Pierre.
double dip tomorrow.
You always do, honestly. It's just an excuse to feast more. All right.
No, I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about liturgy.
Oh, liturgy? Okay.
I'm double dipping. I'm going to go to the Byzantine liturgy in the morning, and then I'm going to go to Vienna in the evening and go to the Tridentine Mass. So there.
And spiritual gluttony. Beautiful.
Oh, well played, sir. Well played. Spiritual gluttony. I like that. Very well played.